So just to get it out of the way right now, I don't want to give the impression, or I want to dispel any notion that I might be some kind of a pool genius or anything, that I might have seen a problem, thought about the solution and implemented the solution. That's not what happened. What happened was, I stumbled across the solution. And the problem was, yesterday I wasn't playing very well. And the stick did not feel comfortable in my hands, especially anything slow. The ball just wasn't doing anything close to what I wanted it to do, or what I thought it would do. The object balls or the cue ball, nothing was behaving. So today I played down here again, same guy. I shot a hell of a lot better. I've only had this cue 8 days now. I almost shot what I consider to be my normal game down there. And whereas yesterday I was, 20-4 loser or something, today I was probably about 10-3 winner. So good, yay for me, right? What I ended up doing, I know you're wondering, and I am myself, I'm under no illusions that this is going to work forever, okay? But what I ended up doing was that Ronnie Rock thing, the circular motion on the backswing with no pause. That allowed me to shoot the ball more firmly, even on a softer shot. I think I mentioned when I, first kind of discovered this little technique, that it seemed like I was overhitting a lot of shots, and I was. That was a different cue. So maybe it's different now. Maybe now, with the Southwest, with its weird ass balance going on, maybe everything will be perfectly fine. Don't know. All I really know is I'm glad that I shot better and more like my normal self today. And it tells me that it is absolutely possible for me to get used to this cue. That's always handy dandy when you pay $4,100 for a cue, that you find out that it's possible to get used to it. It's a nice feeling. And I'm nowhere near, fully used to it yet. Like, I was trying to draw back around there for the 14. I have zero doubt that with the cue I was used to, I could do that. But, baby steps. First step is make the damn object ball. And I did manage to do that. But I didn't control the cue ball the way I wanted. It'll come with time. I now firmly believe that will come with time. Now, there are absolutely some things that I have to, keep working on. And one of them, I was just reminded of, on a shot that's a cut, especially if it's a cut, I'm going to use outside English, like bottom outside, I have to fool myself a little bit, and I have to overcut it. I have to aim to overcut it, because the squirt is going to help the ball go in. And until I get used to this cue much more fully, then that's what I'm going to have to do on those kind of shots. Inside English is probably going to be the same way. I probably have to make that adjustment for squirt, because I'm not used to the squirt yet. Now, I also haven't measured this cue out, like its squirt characteristics or whatever. Really, my feeling is that it's about the same as my Scruggs. It may not be exactly the same at all levels of English as my Scruggs, but there really hasn't been the squirt that has surprised me about this cube. It's been, they're just flat out missing shots sometimes. And so, we'll see. I feel a hell of a lot better about it today than I did yesterday. So we played one pocket for only about 4 hours. And then all of a sudden I was just starving to death, so I just had to leave. And my opponent had somebody else there to play, so I didn't feel too guilty about it. I would not have felt too guilty anyway. So then I just got something to eat, and now I'm home. Most people are trying to put spin on that and come around. Maybe I did try, but it didn't work. So yeah, so there we go. This is the Ultra Skin medium tip. The other shaft, I actually took off the soft tip last night, and the medium tip, it's still in my lathe. It's got the tip been glued on, but it hasn't been shaped at all. So I'm going with the Ultra Skin medium tip, which makes sense because that's what I've been playing with. But kind of like I told myself last night, this is an all new thing. So if I'm going to change shit, different tip, a different physical style that I stick with, then this would be a good time to do it. That's one theory. The other theory is change as little things as possible. And me changing to this cue is probably enough of a change for me. I don't seem to have my bridge. I don't know where my bridge is. That's weird. Oh, then, yeah, I do have it. No, I don't. It's not together. I have the extendo bridge is what I'm talking about. I'm looking to see if I have a bridge over here. And I do. Okay, this is way much trouble. Way too much trouble. And that's where I'm going to go through all this and I'm going to miss. I don't know how that bridge got into that rack that it's in, or how to get it out. So let's use the extendo system, which I haven't used in a long ass freaking time. I bought this thing in the early 90s. In the early 90s. If you haven't seen this before, this is a stretch system. I wish I could think of the guy's name. I want to say it was Joe something. Danner or something. Mike Danner, something. This bridge just keeps getting longer and longer, right? And it also comes with this doohickey, an extension for the cue. So the theory is, I'm not going to put this on my Southwest, is you can bridge and still do your normal arm motion. Like I said, I'm not going to put this on my Southwest. And I've used this whole contraption, 3 times since I bought it, maybe. Used to carry it around in my case. I had a Silver Fox case. Well, still do. The reason I had that Silver Fox case was to carry all this shit around, this extension system. But as I said, I just hardly ever used it. I think I'm better with just a regular bridge than with this thing anyway. But, I mean, that's some shit right there, okay? That's almost 100 inches. That's what she said. Anyway, I guess that is it for now. I'm going to finish with that tip over there, and that other shaft is almost certainly going to be my main shaft. It has a cylindrical ferrule instead of this one, which has a slight taper. But I want them both to have the same tip, and I can do a better comparison of them. So, yeah, recap, yay. You know, I don't think he won 4 games. I know almost certainly he won 3 games. You know, at least 3, but I don't think he won 4, and I probably won about 10. I shot a heck of a lot better. Back to normal, or as close to normal as I've shot with this, certainly. Felt, you know, I felt like I was shooting with a cue and not, you know, air pull or something. There was something in my hand today. I could feel there was something in my hand, and I was shooting with it, you know, shooting pool with it. So, all good things, right? Later. I made a video, I don't know, between 2 months and 15 years ago about how I don't want to make any more videos to remind myself of stuff. Because I seem to be having a little bit better success feeling the need to remember something whenever it comes up instead of going, oh, well, it'll just be on video. I made another video between, I don't know, 3 months and about 8 years ago, and I don't even remember which style I was messing with, but it was all about how that particular style worked best if I made sure that the backswing, the final backswing, was straight. And in that particular case, it was straight, not just straight on the vertical axis. Well, for this wheeled piston thing, this Ronnie Rock thing, I don't like that term, but that's probably the one I'm going to keep using because apparently that's what the other people are using. I like to make shots when I'm talking about making shots. You know what? This Ronnie Rock thing, God, it's stupid name. It wants a straight backswing on the vertical plane, not necessarily straight back. And when I remembered this last night, it wasn't even with this wheeled piston. It was something else that I was doing. I don't. It might have been lead with the shoulder, the dock style. But whatever it was greatly helped by just making sure I was pulling back straight. And I did remember that last night. And I did do that for the most part today. Then what I'm going to do, stroke-wise, then I'm going to pull back at least on that vertical plane. Definitely helping a lot. Now, I have a feeling that most of the time when I shoot, that I am pulling back more or less on the vertical plane. But I can kind of see if I'm lazy or if my stance is somehow fucked up or contorted or something, then maybe I'm not always doing that. And so this video is supposed to be a reminder to myself to always do that. I'm not supposed to think about stuff when I'm shooting. But I think at least for a little while, I do need to think about that. I do need to think about just when I'm doing that final backswing, just make sure it's straight, especially because I'm up here doing the Scott Frosty stuff, you know. And like I said, it does definitely seem to help. If nothing else, it's about the consistency deal again, which is very important. Just make sure that I pull back straight. And it does help, it really does. So that's all I want to say in this little clip. This is going to go on the end of it. Oh, just for kicks, I flipped over my whiteboard and I wrote 3 quotes that I think are cool. One of the quotes I heard from Alex Pagulayan, and I've talked about it before. Alex said, "Once you know everything, you can't learn anything." And I really like that. as I said before, Alex probably didn't make it up. Probably got, it sounds like a, Confucius says or whatever type deal. But I thought it was pretty cool. So that's written up there. The other one is written up there that I just got from Terry today, that she read somewhere in the past and uses it like in long races and marathons. And it says, I didn't come this far to only come this far. And I like that too. I like that. That could be, my whole journey of trying to be a good pool player, or even just, playing a game, even a single game that takes a long time, whatever. I didn't come this far to only come this far. And so, two pretty cool quotes. The other quote that I wrote up there, just because I think it was funny when I first heard it, is Ted, we're dead, dude. That's one of my favorite quotes. There. Oh fuck. This is the new tip on what is going to be my main shaft. I took the soft tip off, I put this tip on, this is the medium, and I think this is the 394 or whatever shaft. Man, I need to... No, I can't even tell. I'm gonna take a Sharpie and just make a little mark on the end of this, just so I can tell the difference, because there is a difference in the ferrules. This one's got a cylindrical ferrule, and the other one's got a slight taper. But I'm just gonna put a little mark on it, just for kicks. Like,